One man, 10 days. Can he finish 2 projects? 1 in C, ++ and 1 in Rust? That is a question that we're going to answer in the next 10 days. As I said in the last video, I'm going to be working on 2 projects. The NUCC C++ library, this one, and RSLocks. I'm clicking on fucking OBS. And RSLocks, this thing, which is for crafting an interpreter. So yeah, let's get it. So I'm doing more C++ in this video. So let's go ahead and open NeoVim, seed into projects. Okay, at some point I'm gonna sit down and like sort out my Linux thingy, my Arch Linux. I need to set up my my workflows properly, because like this CDing into projects and CD into like the specific library I want to work on at the same time. Like this is so annoying. I should be able to just like do a Control R or something, Windows R, whatever. What's it called? The super key, Super R, and type like my NUCC, and then that should just open my project straight up. So I got to work on that. Yeah, the NeoVim, it's up, and I should also be able to open a new terminal and have it be in the same directory. For some reason that doesn't work. I tried to fix it, but I failed. So I'm gonna have to try doing that again at some point. But whatever. Also, Control L should clear everything. You can see that if I type stuff, right? Sick. Well, how do I? Okay. If I type stuff and then Control L, but then I scroll upwards. Never mind. Okay, let me actually demonstrate with something that actually works. What can I do? I can CMake help. Alright. Now I scroll up, right? Now let me Control L. It clears, right? Why can I still scroll up? Like what? Control L again. I can still scroll up, but it only works if the previous output was super long. Whereas if I do C, what I've done is that it actually does clear it, so now I can't scroll up. So that's really annoying, because like if I like have compiler stuff and like error messages, I want to scroll up, you know, to like see the top of the error messages, then it will take me above it into the next one, so that I get lost. So then I have to like spam C instead of just doing Control L. So I got to fix that. And also, why do I need to scroll up in the first place? If I see error messages, I want to start from the top, not like start at the bottom and have to scroll all the way up to the top just to see the error messages. So there's a lot to figure out. Like a lot to sort out rather, and I'll get on that eventually. Anyway, for now, I'll just deal with it. Yeah. So today is encryption. Let's have a look. So in the last video, last recording, how long did it take actually? Well, first of all, I switched to Clang. No, I switched to Clang already. Then I was using clang-tidy, and that took extra time to sort things out. So that took about 3 hours. Awesome. So I did that. I cleaned up my code base with clang-tidy. To be fair, there wasn't that much to do. Most of it was just like changing my functions to be to use this syntax of return fucking tail end function type signature call. Yep, that's what it's called. And yeah. But apart from that, I also implemented pages for my parser, for my thingy. Like here, you see, I got add page to page. That's because I added pages. Awesome. So now I'm on step 2, which is decryption. And the cool thing is, it's already been written for me. I just kind of need to just like port it, more or less. So let's go down. I just realized because I have NeoVim and my compiler here, my camera doesn't actually cover anything, so I can actually move it down. So let me just resize this to match my camera. I know, I'm aware that it overlaps that, but fuck it, doesn't matter. And then I'm going to move my camera down here. Awesome. This will surely affect things significantly. Just give you a bit more space, a bit more horizontal space. We do like that. So here's the Cryptor struct. This was contributed by my friend. It was working at some point, but then I rewrote my entire thing, so now it doesn't work, and I need to rewrite it to work. And here is the class. The code is also existent. It is not there. It is here, encryption.cpp. You can see I had these implementations. I was doing a bunch of like bit shift, bit logic stuff. It's because it comes straight from IDA, the interactive disassembler thingy. Is that what's it's called IDA, right? Yeah. So like it's literally from its disassembly, hence we have these cryptic names like V1 and V2 and V3 and all that. I changed some stuff, like key you can see was changed and so on, but ultimately it is just like encryption stuff, so it's going to be pretty cryptic. Yeah, but I'm going to use this and we're going to crypt. So crypt, I believe it's a rolling crypt, if that makes sense. That is to say, if you encrypt it, the way you encrypt it is the same way you decrypt it, I believe. Which is why there's just one crypt function, not an encrypt or decrypt, because it's the same both ways. Yeah. I could be completely wrong about that, but that's what I remember. Like, yeah. So like in that sense, it's kind of like a Caesar cipher. If that's what a Caesar cipher does, I might be wrong. But anyway, so how am I going to do this? Well, the encryption really, well, I mean, okay, you probably do want to encrypt, but you also want to decrypt. Okay, actually, I do need to confirm this. So we have encryption. Discord's frozen. Okay, Discord, you do whatever the fuck you want. Rolling. Crypt. Stop showing me messages from Sapphire. I don't care. I don't know. I'm just gonna assume it is for now. Here is giving its own struct, which can be done. Really, this should be a class, but and that's just for encapsulation, nothing else. And also because it needs to save state. Yeah. So really this should be moved to the reader class. There might be some overlap between the reader and the writer, but if there is, then I will sort that out as it comes. For now, I'll just delegate all reading, parsing stuff to the XFBIN reader, and maybe I will update it to a parser later, I don't know. But this will be private. In fact, all these should be private. The only public thing is parse. Data and results as well. I mean, it really doesn't matter too much. These fields are just like whatever. Because what happens is you construct a reader and then you immediately call parse in it. Like, that's it. So like nothing is actually used beyond that. Like you don't construct an XFBIN reader. I mean, like you don't use it. Like you don't keep it. You just like one-off call its parse function. To that end, it could be a static class, but I prefer this this thing instead. This workflow. So let's have the cryptor here then. The result is just so we can contribute to it, and I can split it into different functions. Nothing more, nothing less. We'll have a bool should decrypt, which by default is of course false. In fact, actually no, I won't give it a false because it's going to read it. But we have data, we have a result. We have a bool should decrypt. Let's have a name for it. let's call it is encrypted. And then we have this logic here. So I believe if I go to my XFBIN reader source code, yep, here's a decryptor. Well, it says to do. Now for the actual logic, I forget where it is. I think it's here. Yeah, so this is the old reading code. You can see here that we have the encryptor thing. And then we have this here as well. For decryption, for encryption stuff. And that's it, I think. Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's a flag somewhere. Const auto error return, that's fine. If indicator should decrypt. So this gets this flag gets set somewhere. Question is where? Probably something to do with here. I mean, change pause, chunk header size, right? I mean, this as well. The data pointer is data.data plus data.get pause. And we encrypt data pointer 52. 52 is a magic value. Yeah, see, this wasn't really very readable when I got my hands in it. So I have to remind myself of what's actually happening. In fact, I do have... Yeah, so on my other computer, I believe I do actually have the old version of this. But to be fair, I don't need that, because instead I can just go to my GitHub and look at the old commit history. So this was begin refactoring. Let me look for the commit. Yeah, so here's a Cryptor. It was here. So this was November of 2025, and that's when I still had the Cryptor actually working. So let me have a look at the files in this case. It's so cool how Git can do this, man. I forget how it works. I think it just like constructs it through changes, but it's awesome. So here's the Cryptor. Reset state does that. Okay, that constructs the whatever, the hash or whatever, the keys. I think there are multiple keys. So what happens on loads? We do this, then we read. So we got this logic, read header, then index and chunks. In the header we have this. So yeah, so one of the flags is the is encrypted flag. So that should definitely be used. I don't know why I didn't include that. Oh no, I did include that. What the hell? I just realized I literally have that. I'm just stupid. Look, it's here. Jesus Christ, I'm blind. Okay, so yeah, so we have that. Constant is encrypted, and then for that we can actually just say instead. This is the reader, so that should just be a thing. If it was Rust, I'd do self.is encrypted, but whatever. So yeah, it's encrypted, it's just that. And then if it is encrypted, we activate it. Here we activate it by just saying this is true, but we don't really need to do that. That's fine. And then for the index, we first, do I have a thing here? I don't. Okay, so for the index, we first read all of this stuff, the counts. Yep. And then here we say if is encrypted, then we do this stuff. Now our data pointer, data.data plus data.getPos. I don't understand why we do that. This is U8 pointer, and then we're increasing it by the current position. So we're just like doubling the position then? Bird's gotta be cooking, right? For the record, I didn't write this, so like I really don't fully understand the code. U8. Wait, so we got a data pointer. Wait, okay, so hold on. Let me open IMHex as well so I can actually view what's going on. My god, bruh. I don't know why I'm doing this. I should just switch back to fucking 010 editor. Yes, browse. Open. Right. So at this point we are in the index and we're at the bottom of here. So we just finished parsing there. They were saying get pos in data, so the position, which should always be this position. This is a constant size. So where are we? Where can I see the information? Is it here? Zero x 44. Okay. I can't change. Okay. Fine. 0x44. And then we're saying to increase the data by the current position. So we're literally just doubling where we're going. Which doesn't make sense. I actually do not understand what's going on here. Let me go to an even older commit. The original one that was added by Capillarni. Here. Browse the files. Right, so we're looking for the source. My god, bruh. Second lowest byte from flags. So it's the second lowest byte. It's not even. Here I have it as a U16, don't I? If I go up, yeah, this is treated as a U16. Which probably isn't correct. Hold on, why are the flags even so big? I don't remember that. Looking here. We're skipping the flags. So these are the flags apparently. I guess there are 4 of them. Okay, fine. I'm gonna assume they're U16s. Yep, and then if it is encrypted, we take data pointer, yeah. So it's the same thing. I actually don't understand. I do not understand why this is happening. Data.get pos. This just returns the current position in the file. That's it. Like relative to the file. And data is just the pointer. So where this would usually land us in this case, if I do get pos, I'm here, and then I'm adding 0x44. I need to know, can I see this in like a non-hexadecimal? Zero x44 plus 0x44, what, 0 plus 0, is it 0x88? 88. Is there a calculator? There is, right? Tools. Calculator. Engineering programmer. Zero x44 plus 0x44. Yeah, it is 88. Okay, so 0x88. Is it like a go-to? G maybe? Control G. Yep, 0x88. 0x88. That's here. Yeah, so it just takes us randomly there, which isn't correct at all. So what I really do not understand how this is supposed to be working. What is data here? Data, this is the XFBIN. Hold on. Decrypting index header. This is data. It's a binary view. Yeah, I actually don't understand. Decrypting index header 52 bytes, so 52 is hard coded. It's 52 bytes because we're taking. I mean, index is this. Usually it's not 52 bytes, but if we just take the first 52 bytes, we just take it here, yeah. So we decrypt this stuff. Okay. Then this. This is very goofy. And yeah, this happens first. I mean, this I understand. It's decrypting the index information. So let's start there then. So we go to reader. Before skipping ahead, we say if is encrypted. Then we need to decrypt. So if it so we're gonna open up the reader header, and I'm gonna create a subclass for the Cryptor, and yeah. So we'll have. What does load actually do? Hold on. So you hooked. Sorry. Let me just clean this up a bit. First, Right, so here's a crypto code, which I'll hook here. And what load does is it just stores the key and then resets state. And reset state just does this. Okay. So this will be init. And it will take a standard array of 8 bytes, called the key. The key will be stored within the class as a private. Oh, this is so weird. I don't know. Private. Yep, standard array. Uint 8t 8 key. B underscore key. And I could just make this a constructor. I don't know why I saw a constructor. I guess so you can like load it multiple times, but just constructing your cryptor each time, as opposed to having like a singleton. Because what load does is it resets everything. So let me just check how many times that's called as well. Roll key. Yeah, so load is never called within the class, first of all. So it never needs to like reinitialize itself. And in the actual code, we crypt there. And that's it. Decryptor. Where is that even initialized? Should decrypt equals true. Here. Reset the cryptor state before loading a new file. So every time a new XFBIN is loaded, cryptor's there. Cryptor initialize crypt key. I see. So it's treated as a, that's right, it's treated as a, yeah, like as a singleton. But it only needs it for as long as it's reading. So I won't do that. So in the header then, this will just be replaced with this constructor. And it will simply move the key into key. I will use standard move. And yeah, and also reset the state. When do we call a reset state? We also never call reset state from inside the thing. So when else is reset state called? It's called once, which is on load. Yeah, so I mean that's just the consequence of calling it of making it a singleton. It really doesn't need to be a singleton. So in that case, I should probably still have a function to reset the state, just because I don't like putting too much logic in the constructor. Although in this case the constructor will call it anyway. But yeah, anyway, just for encapsulation's sake, reset state. I don't know what else it will do, like const-wise or whatever. And then crypt. I don't know why it's yellow. Okay. Crypt takes a pointer called data out. Here's called decrypt. I will just verify. So am I correct in saying that a rolling encryption? No, that's different. Okay. For now, I'll just call it decrypt. Well, no, I'll call it crypt. Okay. Is crypt even a word? What's like a word for both decrypt and encrypt? Decrypt. Word for both encrypt and decrypt. Decrypt. Okay, so that is the official term, or the accepted term. So anyway, data out. Data out is data pointer. This actually takes 3 arguments, whereas my one here only takes 2. It's a bit strange. Probably because the in and out are the same. I can confirm this by looking in the source files. Standard copy in. Yeah. Out and in. The same, so I merged it. Yeah, so it's just the data to encrypt. And then the size. Okay. In place safe if data out equals data in. Okay. I don't know. Okay. But in our case, we only ever do that, so I just merged it. Standard array is our key. How we have the storage, and then we have 4 variables: v1, and so on. So for v1, v2, v3, v4, they're used here, and then reused here to roll the key. Because v1, v2, v3, v4, they're like additional keys. I don't know how to describe them. It's why I didn't give them more descriptive names when I had the chance. So, but yeah, that is what they are. In fact, I'll just list them like this. Call me the devil. And they have a roll key. which takes an XOR key, apparently. Alright. The rolling happens during the encryption stage or encryption stage. So that can be private. Reset state is only ever called by the constructor, so that can also be private. And yeah, looks good to me. I believe that's everything. So I can delete this. And then implement these functions. I could put them in here instead. Or I could just leave it as it is in its Cryptor instead. Cryptor, in that case, I would include these. I don't know why I copied to my clipboard. And good reader, don't need index, just reader. It'd be XFBIN reader Cryptor. All of these would be reader instead. Whoops. Yeah. This would be just the constructor. It's a const key equals key. Don't do that anymore. In fact, yeah, that's already handled. We simply call reset state, and then reset state. Actually, it's really weird putting the constructor here. I'll just move it to the source file, to the header, because like we already have that code there, so let's do it like this. All right. Then for crypt, it's U8 pointer. Use size, but whatever. Const U8 pointer, data in equals data out. It's the same pointer, so there's no reason to do that. I can just call it the same thing. If I in size, then you have an array here of keys, and then we roll them. Now these are called the XOR keys for some reason, but that's because they're being set. 4 key stream bytes used for up to 4 data bytes. So this is the key stream, and likewise here's the key stream. That's what KS stands for. This can be a for loop, right? Yeah. Well, it can't be because n is defined here. But if you were to put it there, it's 4 then size minus I on each iteration, and it's a minimum between that. Again, cryptic names not very helpful. What do I even needs to pass in a key stream? Why don't I just have it return a key stream? That'd make more sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, it's a very C-cell way of programming. So we'll do that instead. We'll just define a key stream instead. Place those. What is N? Some like alignment thing? I don't know. Just keep this simple. Data I plus K, keystream K. Do I use K? I'll just make it to J because I don't think the K means for key or anything. Just an index. A, D. Why do we save? Oh, because we reassign V1. And V4 equals V9. But that's after the fact. Yeah, also like very weird things. When you copy the IDA disassembly, sometimes it just like creates variables for no reason, or like it believes variables are being created for no reason. So like D for V4, I don't think is necessary here. Then assigning V4 to V9 is also not necessary. And like we don't even use V4 here again. Like we use it here, I guess. But like why do we have V9? Why don't I just use V4? Should be the same. Like here, I think it's because we have this. No, but this is V3. That's D. D equals V4, V3 equals D. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna leave it for now, but if I can clean it up later, I will. But okay, for now we'll just leave it as its black box, I guess. But that is the encryption. Looks good to me. Hold on. Need to change the signature. It now returns a standard array. I don't know if I should like standard move this or what. Probably. I shouldn't need to. Like, surely this doesn't create a copy. Because like this is just a bit much, isn't it? And I could like standard move on return, but I don't know like why I would have to do that either. Like I don't know why the compiler wouldn't just handle that for me. I don't know. It's something to also revisit. But alright, there's the Cryptor code. And yeah, I can then call it from there. So in the reader, we change this, roll key, it's auto, empty. Well, actually, I'll take this. GF boom, have that be the return type, and then just empty this, clear that, and yeah, looks good to me. The key is constant, right? I don't think it's changed after it's initialized. Yeah, it isn't. So that should be okay. And I mean, I'll find out soon enough when I try to compile. Right, so then what we do with this is that we use it here. If it is encrypted, then we want to decrypt it. So over in our source, over here, again, I don't know why we do this. Oh, I know what's going on. It just gets the current position in the data. What the fuck? Why? Why not just do... I realized that this doesn't double it. It just gets the current position, full stop. So why not just do data like 4 or something? Like data 52, I don't understand that. That's really weird. Or like data... Oh, because like it wants the current position, I see. Does my thing not offer a way to do that? I guess not, to be fair. Okay, to be fair, I do kind of get that. Because like there isn't a way to get the current pointer, I don't think, using my library. What you would want is... Hold on. Does Cryptor decrypt each chunk? What the fuck is this? Calculate. It decrypts that stuff. Is it just the index that's encrypted? I don't know. For now, we'll just... We need a way to store the Cryptor. So we'll do like this. I said I wouldn't use a singleton, and I'm still not. At least like by the design of the Cryptor class. But what I will do is have one ready to go. I so awkward having classes like this. Tell you what, let me move this into its own class. So I'll have a Cryptor. Ooh, it's not. Where's the detail? Yes, there. So I'll have a Cryptor. HTTP. Do the classic if not defined XFBIN. Sorry, Kojo XFBIN. Is that right? Let me hook this so I can just quickly check. XFBIN Cryptor. HTTP. Right, and then hashtag endif. Need the namespace. All right. Whoops. Okay. Don't need this, just need the binary really. Library. So include Kojo slash binary HTTP. Mind you, I don't even really use it, do I? I should though, but for now, just leave like that. Yeah, so that should work. So then with the reader, we have the bool's encrypted, and then we have a Cryptor. Which is initialized as just a null to begin with. So let me, in the Cryptor, we will have a default constructor, just default. This will do nothing, just be an empty object. But then if it is activated, it will do all this stuff. So that allows us to have just an empty thing, which is good. And then I need to include XFBIN slash detail slash Cryptor. Okay. Yeah, no, okay. Alright. With that then, in the reader, I can use it here. So if is encrypted, then Cryptor dot should do it here actually. If is encrypted, then Cryptor equals Cryptor. What key am I feeding it? The crypt key, Eric crypt key, which you feed into the XFBIN. Oh, I see. So that's supplied. Yeah, so I need some kind of way to like pass the encryption key to the XFBIN. So that would be here. When I do from, I need to it's static, so I need to supply an encryption key as well. So what is it? Just a uint8 array. Okay. So standard array of uint8s. That would be the crypt key. My default is just an empty array. So you don't have to supply it if you don't want to. Okay. And I have to do the same thing for the other ones. What the fuck? Right. Unfortunately, it gets getting quite verbose though. Holy spacing. Same for the rest of these. Actually, I'll just do like this. keep it relatively simple. Okay. So this allows you to supply a key. And then that needs to feed the key somewhere to the reader. So what I call from, this is on here. Nope, here. When I do from here, what happens? I initialize XFBIN reader. So there, I need to have a const standard array of uint, or just UA actually. Crypt key. Is it key or keys? I guess like overall it's a key. Yeah, so I passed that, and then I also passed the crypt key along. To all of these. Okay. Just want to copy it, do I? So do I stand and move it? I don't know, like if that's any faster or whatever. I'll just do it anyway for now. If it was Rust, it'd be implicit. So in C++, I just have to make it explicit. That's my logic, my reasoning. Same here, really, right? Can I like send it? I mean, for a point doesn't matter, but like for this, can I not move the span as well? Maybe. Yeah. That might be wrong, don't know. So much standard move. I have no idea if this is correct or not. Anyway, so that takes that, which means I also need to have the same thing for the other thing. So I'm gonna copy that, and in my reader we have parse. No. How does the reader work? Hold on. It calls the constructor. Okay. So we have the reader constructor then, which is here. Does a standard move. We then want to have this. So bool is encrypted. Have a const standard array of crypt key. And yeah. Crypt key, standard move, crypt key. Okay. And that has to be a valid type. So now we can access that. Ooh, actually. See, it's weird because it wants the user to pass in a crypt key, but the user doesn't necessarily know if it's encrypted or not, right? Yeah, it's weird. It's actually quite weird. Nah, that's fine. Yeah, so we'll just throw the crypt key there, so that we only pass it when we need to. So then, in the reader code here, we can create a cryptor, and the cryptor takes in the key, right? Yeah. Yeah, the const doesn't matter, does it? Same here, actually, doesn't matter. So in our thing here, we'll just pass in the crypt key, and that's it. Bob's your uncle. Suey. Yeah, so we're initializing it. Could use new, but we're not going to do that. That should work. So now it's been initialized here, just encrypt. So like cryptor.crypt. Right, so this is where the actual stuff begins. So const is it constant? I guess it is actually. Constants by convention should be capitalized. But like, it's taken from here. It's like, it's all like constant in the traditional sense, right? So I'm actually not going to do that. I know it's weird, but like, it's all static, const expr, right? It's just like const. As in, like, doesn't change. I will have nothing here though. Static const expr. Why is it youth? I just realized, why is it not size T? I don't think there's a good reason for that. This will be index static size, which is 44. Hence we get 52. What? That'll be 40. Why is it 52? The size of index starting from here to here. 36, 40, plus 12. Oh, it's 40. Oh, not 44. My bad. It's 0x44, that's right. Which is to position in the file. That's different. Okay, so yeah, it's 40. Which actually... which actually is... Hold on. Where is index? Is it even a thing? It is. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Okay, well, they're all U32. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's 40. So I didn't even need to do that. Well, I mean, I can, but I can do it like this instead. I'll just say, instead of hard coding it, I can say it's the size of where am I including index? Here. So remove that, put it back where it should be. Actually, you know what? Yeah, there's no point. Forget that. Whoopsie daisy. Yeah, forget that. Instead, I'll just do it straight up. So reader, go down, cryptor.crypt. We'll have our data here. So the data.crypt position. I'll just do like data.get pos pointer, something like that, and then I'll do size of index : counts and sizes. Yeah. So then we get, oh, and plus, okay. It's actually chunk header size plus size of that. I could do like static, I don't know, const expert static index index encrypted size equals, sorry, it would be a size t, wouldn't it? Equals, oh well, now it just takes even more space. No, it's fine. Right, so yeah, so encrypting that, data equals pointer, I'll sort this one out. Then once that's done, that is actually it. Let me do more down there, but first let me get this working. So cd project, cd binary, and then the vimit up. We need to implement a new function, so this is for binary view, right? So binary view has get pos, which gives a size t. We also have get data, which returns the base address. What we don't have is the current address. So I'll do no discard, const expert auto get data at pos, or like get pos data. No accept, and it will return a same thing, except it will be return address or get data plus get pos. That is not const expert. Is it? I don't think it's const expert, because get pos isn't const expert. Address is const. Yeah, no, it isn't. But it is a const still. Yep. That's basically it. Get data returns it as a byte pointer. Get pos increments it. So that should be fine. Yep. Try compiling that. CMake build. Okay, and then clang-tidy. That's good. So now we'll just git add, git commit, add binary view, get pos data, and push that. Alright, then here we'll just get submodules, whoops, update them, and then that'll be fine. So what's it is get pos data. Okay, then here as well. Oops. Decrypting chunk type data, type size, file pass. At the end, what happens? Does it move back? I know it doesn't need to because it's being separated. Yeah, so I can just implement that into there instead. I mean, it'd be a bit messy, but like here, I can do if is encrypted, and I'm worried I just deleted that. Then cryptor dot crypt, again data dot get pos data, and then the size of that. So type size, what's type size? Just here, right? Oh hey, it's actually used now. Oh, that's why it's used. Okay. So sizes dot chunk type size. Now that's actually good. Because now I actually have a use for those fields. So it's all come together. So index here says maybe unused. I mean usually it is unused, but in this case we've got to read into it. So let's delete those now. Hilariously though, you should have to calculate it manually for the other stuff, which I think is a bit silly. Fuck this format. Anyway, that works. But I do need to read into it now. So sizes dot chunk type size. And just do that for all of them. In fact, just do this. Shit. Yeah. Cool. So I'll just decrypt it, and that's it, right? Yeah. Just do it there. Kind of bind it to this section. Definitely redundant, but it is a file format, so things are guaranteed to be a bit redundant. And yeah, just keep doing the same thing for all these. Then we have the alignment by 4, that just happens automatically. And then verbose chunk map data. Is there a map size? There is, okay. Chunk map size there is, yeah, so that's the same then. By the way, I think the cryptor comes back when we're decrypting the chunks, so just need to keep that in mind. And then extra indices. Same thing, really. Same thing, except we don't have the size, so we have to use a count manually. Extra map indices count times, and it will be the size of XFBIN extra map indices. So that will be where? What is it? Extra indices. That's what it's called. Okay. Yep. And then for this one, oh, it's extended to the next line. Yikes. Okay, I'll pick it up. What the hell? Okay, and then times 4, right? Yeah. Pretty damn simple. Oh, so this would be chunk map. Okay, and yeah, these can be, I guess, 0. The same for all of them, really, but I mean, chunk map indices will definitely be more than 0. This won't be, so I will add it here. If sizes.extra map indices count is more than 0. Do this. Otherwise, don't bother. Just saves like these checks and all that, so it's fine. And reserving for nothing and all that. Okay. Could probably like encapsulate this in some way, but I don't see a reason to right now. And that should be it for that decryption part. Then for reading the chunks, do we have further decryption going on? Let me check the commit. Encryption for chunk to CVP, yeah. So for the chunks, you'll see we have the Cryptor is used here to decrypt the XFBIN chunks. So that also happens for the data. So we can actually do that here right now, I think, because we have a parse chunks. The data is here. Wait, only for binary? It seems like the encryption only affects this one chunk type. Okay, so then if it's chunk binary, we'll decrypt it. Could move into the chunk binary class, I suppose, but it's fine. Oh, actually no, because it needs to get the position, doesn't it? Where's size coming from? Oh my god, bro, fuck this implementation. Size is there. Oh yeah, no, because size is everything, yeah. So we'll just do this then. Here. Yep. So here we'll do if is encrypted. And actually, first of all, if size, if chunk type equals no, right? Okay, so actually, I might just a switch statement here. So we have case chunk type page, which would be this stuff, and then continue. If it's chunk type null, then just continue. Otherwise, sorry, if it's binary, then this stuff, if is encrypted, then Cryptor dot crypt data dot get pause data with a size of chunk size, and then fall through into the default case. That's pretty clean, I think. So if that's done, then let's try compiling. See what happens. Oh, but before that, let me have some additional notes. ASBR's implementation, or ASBR's decryption. Couples, ASBR's encryption first encrypts the NCC chunk, decrypts binary size, and then the rest of its data. So could consider moving this logic to the binary class instead, a binary struct instead. Yeah. Also, I wanted to add another comment in the Cryptor class. What the fuck? Both encrypts and decrypts. Encryption and decryption, or let's just n/decryption, use the same algorithm, hence decryption. Yeah. Okay, so let's try building, see what happens. I feel like this has been pretty sound. Should be too many issues. Shouldn't be any issues really, but as we know, that scarcely works out. Too few. Oh yeah, I need a size. Where's this? HPP. Crypt key. Was it 8? Can't remember now. Let's go back to source. Not even to the header. XFBIN constructor takes the decryption key is 8. Yeah, so it's a size of 8. Oops. Probably have that knock-on effect. Yep. And here as well. And in somewhere else as well I had it. Was it here? No, it's constructor. Yeah, that's fine then. Ooh, also here. Ah! clear, compile again. Whoa. Comma. Okay. Cryptor HTTP. Constructor is implicitly deleted. What? Don't do that. It's a default. Explicitly defaulted default constructor explicitly. Why is it deleted? Because field key will not be initialized. I see. I could just make this like an optional, to be fair. Wait, no, because if I activate it, yeah. Okay, bro. I'll keep this as default. And then here, I guess I just add this. That seemed to fix it. Alright, I got like, lots of warnings because I enabled them. I'll just say Cryptor cannot be assigned because its copy assignment operator is implicitly deleted. Field key has no copy assignment operator. Bruh. I don't want to use new because that'd be like a pointer, wouldn't it? How do I just... Ooh. Actually, I really should use... No, I should allocate it to the heap. Because it's potentially not in use. And if it's not in use, then it's just wasting space. Whereas if I make it a heap allocated, then it only takes space when it needs to. So yeah, this is definitely a heap moment. In which case, I can delete this constructor. I can delete this, and then in my XFBIN class, reader class rather, I'll have a standard unique pointer because we don't use naked pointers in this class, and we're going to include memory. Actually, let's check this up real quick. Unique pointer. Yeah, what's my RAM usage? Like, how do I check? Hold on, this decrypts everything. Not just binary. Source, chunk. Yeah, so here we only decrypt this, but it's actually meant to decrypt everything. Huh? Oh boy. looks like it's not being handed to me on a silver platter. I have to figure it out myself. Sorry, where was I? Let me just finish this real quick. Defined in memory. That memory header. So yeah, so I have a unique pointer to Cryptor. By default, it's just empty. And then when I call upon it over here, I do standard make unique Cryptor with this as the argument. I believe that's how that works. So Cryptor is a pointer. Ooh, I don't know how that affects how I use it. Do I choose like pointer syntax? Yeah, I think I do. So before I can build, I believe I need to then change this stuff. So instead of Cryptor crypt, it'd be Cryptor arrow crypt. Awesome. Holy shit. Just search for Cryptor then. And replace these. I'll do it manually just so I can double check where these are. Right, yeah, I do it all here as well. And there. But this is incorrect. Yeah, so I think there's clearly some way for the game for the thing to identify which chunks are encrypted or not. Maybe, but as far as I know, in the game that we mod, Kojo also Batelar, and even the other games, I think the only encrypted files are of NUTC chunk binary. I think. No, I'm wrong. Okay, yeah. So it is just it then. This game is weird, man. Anyway, so that should work now. Let's compile. Did it save, right? Probably would have been important to do. Undeclared and this is in 65. is undeclared. Why is that? Oh right, it's just ACC index sizes. Okay. Oh. What? He didn't know he uses XFBIN encryption. I see. So it's eyes of heaven. Right, that is important information. Before I get back to this, let me just... Fuck, let me add some more notes. Ah! Here. Also, it's not just binary that can be encrypted. It's just the only one that ASPR encrypts. Okay, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. What's going on here as well? Cannot initialize a parameter of type standard UN8T with an R value type of const standard byte. This is on line 65. I'll just change the Cryptor code to take a standard byte, which it should anyway. And then in the Cryptor, ooh, do I have bytes? Just like that? I don't know. Either way, standard byte data. Will that work? I actually don't know if that would work. Let me give that a try. Oh yeah. I guess I didn't save. What's it again? XFBIN reader, CBP. Yeah, okay, I didn't save. Wait, no, but I should need to save because I changed the interface here. Oh, it was const. Right. So I need to make it mutable. Or I can cast it away. Binary view. Yeah, I mean a binary view is usually const. That's kind of the whole point. Otherwise it wouldn't really be a view, would it? So I'll just have to be, yeah, I'll be cheeky here. I have to be cheeky and cast it away. So we will do const there. I know this is not really how you meant to do it, but fuck it. Fuck it. So then we just do standard uint 8t pointer mute data equals static cast data. Is that how that works? I don't even know that, I don't know if that's correct. Yeah, that seems to work. Okay. Can I jump from Swiss statements to this case label? Fuck you. Why not? I thought that was allowed in C++. What's this? Fucking C#? 189 in file reader. It says it doesn't like me falling through. Why not? Jump bypasses variable. What? Is it because of continue? Okay, I'll do break then. Huh? What? You mean you can't initialize variables in a case? Oh no, you can if you wrap it in a scope. Yeah. Goofy C++ thing. What the fuck? Why is it going there? It's like matching the braces. It's not what I asked for. Let's try this. Yeah, a bit goofy, but it works. Holy FPS. Oh. 72%. Is that more than last time? No! I hate linker errors. Okay. Undefined. No. Undefined reference to Cryptor crypt. Right, so because of this thing. Where's my Cryptor anyway? There. No, where's the fucking... There. Undefined reference to standard byte const pointer. I hate how it changed that. Unsigned long. What? Undefined reference. Why is that? This includes XFBIN reader. Which is incorrect. Wait, what? No, yeah, that is... What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna include Cryptor. I don't know why it's including that. It shouldn't include that. That's probably why it's undefined. And then the reader should include Cryptor. Yes. Oh, shit. It's only crypt that's undefined. No, also reset state. Why? Fuck me. Control E. Okay, right. Cryptor includes. This is the header. Yeah, the header doesn't include anything else because it's just itself. That's fine. Then the source code just includes the header. That's fine. Ooh, this isn't. That's not a thing. But this is fine. Yeah. Okay, and then the reader includes reader, and reader includes Cryptor. So what is the issue? I have no idea. Boom, Claude for the first time today. First time with Claude today, by the way. What is going on? I mean, I do have a good guess, but... The source file defined. Oh right, see, make lists. I forgot about that. I love C++ build systems, so I need to go to my C make lists.txt. You can see I've commented this out. Let's uncomment it. Welcome back to the club. Okay, comment's not working. Welcome back to the club. Compile. Holy shit! I'm gonna get like a bunch of errors now because it wasn't checking it. Yep. Right, that's correct. Cryptor.cpp. These are no longer part of XFBIN reader. In fact, it doesn't even know what that is. So I can just remove it. That's alright. Yeah, that should be it. Ooh. Yeah, the namespace, sorry. I actually removed the namespace because I forgot I am using it. Using namespace, Kojo, and UCC. Set a cast from const, not allowed. Okay, what is the correct way? What is the correct way to cast away constness in C++? Oh, const cast. Fuck. Okay. I love how there's a feature for that. Const cast, boom 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 boom. That should work. Right. Undefined behavior. Uh-oh. Const cast from byte to uint 8 is not allowed. Why are you so mean? Can I do a dynamic cast then? Unsigned char is our class type. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. Oh, this has pissed me off. So I'm just gonna use a C-style cast. Why did that work? Like, genuinely, why did that work? Probably because I need to do dynamic cast without the pointer. Actually, let me just try that real quick. Little theory. Dynamic cast this minus the pointer. No. Okay. Yeah, C-style cast is fine. It's really so fucking unsafe to use const cast anyway, so it doesn't matter. And I'll use auto for this, because aura. In fact, do I even need const cast in this scenario, or can I just cast it straight up using C-style casting? Okay, in that case, I'm done. I will run clang-tidy. What the fuck? NVIDIA RTX Spark, slim laptops and small desktops. What the hell? NVIDIA Spark. AI supercomputer. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. NVIDIA making their own laptop. I guess it was cheaper for them. Bunch of warnings. 8 is a magic number. Bro, I don't know what I'm meant to do. Like, it's the key size. Like, shit. I wonder what it thinks about these fucking magic numbers. Trivially couplable type has no effect. Oh, okay. So these ones are useful though. Cryptor. .hvp is saying that this standard move is pointless. Yes, boss. And 8, I mean, man, it's the key size again. I could do like static const expr key size, or like key count. Just a key size for now equals 8. Key size. Key size. I mean, is that a magic number too? Uninitialized field at the end of the constructor call is encrypted. Uninitialized field. Assuming the condition is false. Alright, if it fails. So then it'll just be left uninitialized. That is annoying. That is annoying. But oh well. It's too false. Cryptor, key size. Ugh. God, clang-tidy is a bit slow though, I will say that. Just a bit unfortunate. Undeclared identifier key size. What? Right. Size T. Private field key is not used. Yes, it is. Right? In the CPP file. Wait. Where is key? Where is key? Hold on. Oh yeah, it's just stored here. To be fair, I don't need to store key per se. I could just pass it in, but key size, undeclared identifier. It keeps saying that, undeclared identifier. It's like right here though, isn't it? I don't know what's going on. Use of undeclared identifier in file from there. Key size is a private member. Alright, it's private. Make it public then. Undeclared identifier Cryptor in all caps, because I am my own op. Cryptor.hpp. No, sorry, wrong one. Boom. Oops. Boom. There you go. Magic man. Before I go any further, let me just test this. Oh no. What the sigma? Well, I know what's wrong. It's getting triggered. Here. But why? I go by flags, right? Where are the flags? Here are the flags. This first one is U16 is encrypted. 0. So it should be false, which means the Cryptor should not be activated, right? Up, all the way up here somewhere. Data.read bool. Yep, and then that's just it's a boolean. So that should be fine. The Cryptor should not be activated. So what's going on here? Has value failed? Let me do some debugging. Standard print line is encrypted. Can you print bools? Is that a thing you can do? Surely you can. No version from ConsTrad to OStream. I'm confused. Is it because I'm not including? False. Yeah, so it's not encrypted, which means that shouldn't be activated. So why am I getting a thingy error? Chunk type, so let's just print chunk type count and chunk type size actually as well. Give it a little peek. What? Got errors. I did not see that coming. Alright. Fuck's sake. Huh? 59? That's alright. Why is it 59? This is the size. Couches 4. Oh yeah, it is 59. I mean, it's correct. To be fair. Okay. So that's fine then. No issues there. So why am I getting an error for an assertion? I assume the assertion is this one. Ooh. Okay, that's a hint. I guess it's to do with this code. Right, I'm guessing null gets stuck on this. Yeah, okay. So for null, the thing is, it has no data, which is why I wanted to just return an empty object. For null, yeah, fuck it. Remove this and it should work. Or not. Let me just change this back to an if statement. That shouldn't change anything, but maybe there's something deeper that I just didn't realize. Oops. Yeah, so I don't know why it's not working. Just reverse those. So the crypto shouldn't be doing anything here. It really shouldn't be mattering. But this is failing. Because this loop is not stopping. And I'm not entirely sure why. 001428888. So here the data should stop, but for some reason it keeps on going, and I wonder if it's because did I make, okay, stop. Is it because I made a mistake at the end somewhere? Like, did I do something? Reload. The file seems intact, right? So that seems fine. But it keeps going. Like a train, it can't stop. Why is that? How bizarre. So if you look at the chunks, first one starts, well, it ends at 0 XFF, which is 256, right? And the next one, 0 X10B, 268 it should be. B is B's 11, 12. B's 11. Yeah, B's 11. C is 12, so yeah, 268, because 256 plus 12 is 268. Then this one ends at 38AB. One four five six. It says in the calculator. Oh, sorry, it's more. 1450. Sorry. Can I make this bigger? Uh, 14507, which matches up here, 14508. That's fine. That's when that one ends. And then the page ends at 0x3bf. So 0x38b, bf, or just c0. So 14528. Which it does. And then it keeps on going. It goes past the file. But despite going past the file, the loop keeps going. So the issue is here with the is at end. The XFBIN thinks it's bigger than it actually is. And that's what causes the error. Now, why would that happen? Here's is at end. If we look at its implementation, exceeded size, which is here, Address plus target pos is more than end. Address plus target position. Yeah. So the only way it would fail to check return false in this scenario is if end is a null pointer. But why would end be a null pointer? If size equals size max. If size equals size max because it's a way of doing a default parameter. So if size is equal to size max, then we say the end is automatically deduced. Here, not equal size max. So if no, yeah, that's correct. So it could be that it's not assigning the default value as expected. Looking for a load. Size t equals size max. I was playing with size max actually. I might have fucked it up somehow. Numeric limits, standard size t max. Looks fine to me. Let me first. That looks correct. So am I overriding it in my library here? For loads, the reader takes a binary of your data and a key size. So you got this as a binary view. So it's the XFBIN. Binary from path, that's fine. Implicit conversion here, I think. Oh, is it because I think it's because I'm doing standard move? I think that's breaking it because I just realized these are implicitly being taken as binary views. The reason I moved it was because I thought that they were literally being passed, but they're not. That's not what's happening. So that might be the issue. I'm trying to standard move it, which is invalid. No, that's not the issue. But I mean, that is an issue. I guess. Why is this? I don't understand why it's going past the end of the file. I really don't understand where that's coming from. In my reader. Where am I printing? Here. Is at end. It claims to be false. Data dot end equals null pointer. Now this one won't let me do it. Which is annoying because I need to debug it. Is it possible to bypass private member restrictions C++ for an external library for debugging purposes? Bro's thinking. Like, literally, what have I changed since then? There's something with how it's being constructed. For XFBIN on HTTP, we have from like this, and then those just are these functions here. So here we construct a binary. Here we just take the span. Here we just take a pointer, and that's passed to XFBIN. XFBIN reader's constructor, which, if you look at that, is just a binary view. Oh, we have yet another move. Is that why? Hold on. Yeah. That was the issue. Okay, cool. Fixed it. Okay. So encryption should be working. I'm not really going to test it right now, but I'm going to assume it works, and then if it doesn't work in the future, I will handle it then. But for now, I'm just going to assume it works and move on to the next phase. So let's go ahead and git add all, git commit. I could run clang-tidy, but can't be arsed right now. Git commit, implement decryption. Whatever. Commit push. Okay. For this one, I didn't change anything, right? That's fine. In fact, I'll just close this. Okay. Check my Claude, who's not doing so much right now. Okay, so the next step would be parsing chunk types. Okay. Step 2 done. probably. I haven't tested it, so I'll just fix it later if it turns out it doesn't work. So step 3 is parsing chunk types, and this will be the hardest part because I need to have a system to be able to do that. Yeah, this is where it gets really difficult, because it's just like C++. The way it's set up makes it kind of hard to do this. Basically, you know how an XFBIN contains chunks, and each chunk can have a different type. I need a way for the user to be able to retrieve those types safely. Yeah, so like if they want to access the a chunk binary, right? Like the chunk type, NUCC chunk binary, that data, then I need a way for them to fetch that chunk, get the data, but then get it in a safe way that it like returns it to the correct struct. So I'll probably have to do like a variant, maybe, similar to how I do error handling. And then it will just return one of those variants, like, you know, like a union kind of. The issue there is that then each variant has to be at least like, for like when it's being allocated, has to be at least as big as the biggest member, which is also no good. So the other option is to hard code return types, like get chunk binary or something. Or return chunks, and then if you cast it to the wrong chunk type, it's your fault. Yeah, I don't know. It's not easy, but I'll be doing that. I think I'll do it tomorrow though. Yeah, I think I'll do it tomorrow. Unless, I don't know. I'll think about it. But either way, I'm gonna end the recording for today here. Well, not for today, but I'm gonna end this recording right now for this part. So there you go. Encryption done. Definitely not clean. I mean, not super clean, especially because a lot of the code for the encryption is like a black box. I don't actually know what's going on under the scenes, really. Lots of bit shifting and encryption stuff and XOR stuff, but it is there. Does it work? I have no idea. Does it break though? No, it doesn't break normal execution, which is what matters. I don't know if the decryption works, but if it doesn't work, I can fix that later in isolation, because the system itself is set up, so that'll be fine. So yeah, next step is what I said with parsing the chunk types, and then it'll be writing XFBINs, and that'll be it. That will be it. So the actual XFBIN library itself will only contain the functionality to parse XFBIN files from binary. So from a file and then to a file, that's it. Anything else like to JSON or TOML or like GUI or like whatever you want to do, you would use the abstraction layer, which is the XFBIN object, and fetch its information like that. So that will be it. And then that's it really. I mean, I make it sound really simple, but parsing these, like the page and binary and all that, that's fine. But like parsing them, like setting up the models, textures, animations, all those structs, that would be a bit more difficult. A lot more difficult. So that will probably take some time. And the writing itself is also not too simple, because I have to do calculations for the pages and the indices and all that kind of stuff. So it will not be simple. And this is always a phase where things kind of fall apart. But I'm confident that on this rewrite, the third or fourth rewrite of this library, it will finally work well. And at some point, I will begin updating the Rust library as well. But I don't want to work on the Rust one until I finish this one, the C++ one. I'm quite adamant about that. And once again, my deadline that I set for myself will be the 11th of June, because that's when my brother arrives in the UK. So I have 10 days to finish it all, and I'm quite confident I will be able to. So there you go. I'll either continue that today, or I will work on something else, like my like the Rust locks implementation interpreter thing, which also I set a deadline for the 11th. So yeah, anyway, subscribe for more amazing content. At some point, by the way, I should really compile these videos, these VODs, into like actual videos on my main channel. For the crafting interpreters one, I do plan to. Once I finish that project, where I successfully implement RS locks in Rust, I'll make a video showing my journey from making the Haskell calculator to the OCaml calculator to the Rust locks implementation. And then for the Zig one, because Zig is a whole other can of worms, I think I'll make that a separate video. But so that's that. And then for my C++ library, I might turn that into a video too, but we'll see. But yeah, because like I have all these VODs, right, on this channel, the second Kojo Bailey 2 channel, Kojo's Bizarre Adventure, as it's called right now. But like they're not just there to shitpost. Like they're there to archive, so that if I need to or want to, I can go back and turn those into videos. So I'll do that at some point. Also, other videos I want to make. I've been using R Linux now for about a month. I haven't done too much with it. So once I get to like writing it more, I can turn those into videos too. But yeah, really, I just need a good video editor, like software. I will edit them, but I need a good software. So I'll figure that out. But yeah. Anyway, that is the video. Like and subscribe and comment.